Hey, Eric here from 5minuteinvesting.com, and today I want to talk about a success story from a guy who started a poke bowl restaurant. Now, for those of you who don't know what a poke bowl is, it's actually quite a recent food trend, and it's kind of originated from Hawaii, and it is basically, you can think of it like a sashimi bowl. So the way it works, if you have never been to one, is you go into this restaurant, and probably you know what a Subway is, like at a restaurant Subway, and you can choose basically what the base is. In this case, you can choose rice or a healthier version like brown rice or whatnot, and then afterwards you can choose what is your topping, and the topping is usually some sort of marinated sashimi, salmon sashimi, or marinated tuna sashimi, and then you have a bunch of vegetables like avocados, tomatoes, peppers, onions, and so on, and then you just kind of walk through this process, and in the end you buy and you pay for it. So it's quite a simple concept. It's kind of like a sandwich shop, except it is done for sushi, and I think it is invented in Hawaii, but don't quote me on it. And I just want to share this story with you because a guy in Vancouver has become quite successful with poke bowl. And this is a friend of my friend, and initially, before he started a restaurant, he parties a lot, he doesn't focus on work, he doesn't, he's not like a straight A student. You will see him more often in a nightclub than at school. Like, you get the idea. And right now, as we speak, he actually has a Ferrari, and he's running quite a successful business, and he's expanding in Vancouver with this restaurant chain. So what's the secret? What happened? Like, how come he's successful? And I just want to identify one of the key things that made him successful, and I want to share that with you. And that's what this video is about. It's kind of a weird video, I guess. And this is the Ferrari I drew here, which is my best imitation of art. So what really causes success is really a trend. Poke has become quite an important trend. There are poke restaurants all around North America, and it is basically going up like this. And when you're in a trend, you just gotta be in it to make a gain. So as long as your product is pretty good, right? You open in a store in a decent location like downtown Vancouver, your product is delicious, it's not like you offer bad sashimi, then people will come and visit you, because right now we're in the world of foodies and Instagram, where people would take photos of beautiful food, they will recommend food to other people, like everyone will discuss where to eat. So he rode that trend. In just a few short years, he's able to make enough money to buy a Ferrari. Now, is that the best use of his money? That is a whole different story, but it does demonstrate that he's able to buy one. So if you look at this success story, is it because there's innovation? Is it because somehow he worked longer hours than others? It's not necessarily that. What's most important is that the trend is going up. Now, this might seem very conceptual, but it's actually a very important concept. So let me explain another story with Vancouver. Now, why does real estate generate so many millionaires or billionaires around the world? Is because real estate has a very strong uptrend. So if you look at the prices of real estate in the last 30 years, it goes like this. Now, what is the implication of that? It means it's very easy to be part of. You don't need to be a genius to buy a house and rent it out. You don't need to be a genius to realize that if you just buy and hold on to real estate for 20 years, you're going to make money. You don't need to be a genius to realize that Vancouver has limited land, and there isn't that many places to build new houses, so then there's limited supply, and then the trend is going to be going up. And you don't need to be genius to realize that the population is growing, more immigrants are coming in, so there's an increasing demand. So that creates a natural uptrend for real estate. So if you are a real estate investor and you have been investing in Vancouver for the last 20, 30 years, you're going to be making somewhere between 20 to 30% each year, sometimes higher. So if you ride a trend, it can cover a lot of mistakes. You know, sometimes if you make a mistake, you bought a little bit high. If you ride a trend, you know, it will grow itself out. Now, if back to the Pokeball example, you know, let's say you hired the wrong staff, but then your business is growing, more people are coming, you can just fire the staff and hire a new one. See, it can cover a mistake if the trend is growing, you have a business that is expanding. So whether you're investing, whether you're starting a business, whether you're just trying to buy a property, you need to look at what the trend is. So then you can follow the trend, which is why it brings me back to stock market investing. And for me, it's all about investing with the trend. And if you have been following my channel for a while, you will realize that I always invest in companies when they're on a discount, usually after some sort of disasters have happened, and I would buy the stock that I like at a discount, and I would ride the trend, and I would aim to make around 30% a year. So for the last 4 years, I've made over 300% from the market, and it all comes down to one very simple principle, which is to get into a trend just before it starts going up, at a discount as much as possible, and then I use leverage to multiply my return. So if you follow these few simple principles, then you can also make a higher return in the market, and that's what I do. So all 3 success stories, you know, the Pokeball guy, my real estate investing friend, my success in the stock market, they're all having the same underlying success factor, which is investing with the trend. So whether you are investing in copper, you're investing in aluminum, or you're investing in pork belly, which is actually a legitimate thing, just look at what the trend is and figure out whether you can buy it at a discount and buy it early. So the earlier and the more discounts you can get in, the more money you will make. So that is pretty much it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I do have a free webinar in the description below if you want to attend, and it will walk through my approach on how to get 30% from the markets, even if you don't have any financial background. So if you haven't attended the free webinar, you can click the first link below to attend it. And then afterwards, I also offer a free phone call chat called a strategy session, and you can schedule a call with me down below, and we can see if you are right fit for my coaching program. And I do have a coaching program to teach people how to invest in the market, and it is a 4-week coaching program where you will learn from beginning to end on how to select a great company, how to do research to make sure it is a good one, how to use stock options to multiply your profit, and how to target 30% a year, and how to exit. So it's a pretty comprehensive program, and it is designed for people without a financial background. So you can feel free to check that out as well. And if you like this video and you want to see more of it, you can click like, share, and leave a comment below on what you want to see next, and I'll perhaps make that. Okay? I'll see you in the next video.